Well, the movie The Sound of Freedom is hitting Australian cinemas this weekend. Please go see it. It's going to be amazing. This came out in America. It's done incredibly well. The budget was $14.5 million. They've made almost $180 million at the box office, which was very unexpected. This movie is about the child sex slave trade. It's based on a true story of a man who was a former government agent, and he gave up his job to rescue hundreds of children out of this insidious, evil trade. So, how do the Sydney Morning Herald describe this wonderful movie today? I'll tell you. A brawny Christian action thriller about child sex trafficking, which nudges and winks at unhinged QAnon conspiracy theories, just enough to become a sleeper box office hit among the American right. Former President Donald Trump even hosted a screening at his private club in New Jersey.
Oy.
Unbelievable. If there is one thing we can agree on, Sydney Morning Herald, is it not that this is the greatest, most disgusting injustice alive on the planet, that children are traded like cattle and used as sex slaves? Really? We finally get a movie worth making a movie about, a movie that won't rot your brain while you're watching it and might spark a sense of grand injustice in its viewers and achieve some good in the world. And that's how they want to portray it. Why? Because a Liberal member has decided to host a screening for his branch here in New South Wales. So it must be bad. That and Donald Trump hosted a viewing.
Whoa, it's
so
all
that's
over.
when you know something is just unhinged and everything about it is QAnon. This made my blood boil.
I know.
Before we keep talking about it, why don't we show the trailer and have a look, and you can check it out for yourself. It's pretty amazing.
How'd that make you feel? Giving a child his freedom.
Felt good.
You've been at this for 12 years.
My country, 'tis of thee.
Why are you doing it?
Because God's children are not for sale.
Oh, I love that line. God's children are not for sale. And I think that's the reason why the progressive left don't want this movie to become popular, because we don't want to start talking about the sexualisation of children, because that might then raise other issues of our culture, Caleb. And we don't want to go there. So let's just bar this movie off
But this
completely.
isn't even the sexualisation of children.
No.
This is trading them like cattle.
But the point is, once you
Ex-slaves.
start talking about the exploitation of children, well, should we talk about other
You
aspects
think
of
that's
our
their
culture?
rationale in trying to take down the
Absolutely. They don't want us talking about drag queen story
you're
time. They don't want us
kinda.
talking about LGBTQ
No, this
agendas
is
being
worse
pushed
than
in
drag
schools.
queen story
I'm
time.
not
This
saying
isn't
it's
even
not
controversial.
Of course, I'm just saying the reason why they don't want this movie to succeed is because once you start talking about the exploitation of children, which is a hot culture war topic right now, that'll open up a whole can of worms.
Yeah,
They
but
don't
even
want to
more
go
than
there.
even more than that, they don't want to cede any ground in the arts at all, because the left has gone full circle. From once upon a time, they were the ones who were raging against the machine. They are now the machine. They have become the establishment. What you've seen in the last couple of months is movies and songs that have been extremely successful, coming from people who are now anti-establishment, who are on the right. Rich Men of Richmond, which we showed the other night, has
Dean
rocketed to the top of the iTunes
Small
charts,
Town.
right? So when they see success from what they would call anti-establishment people in the arts, be it a movie or a song that talks about things they don't like, it really scares them, because it shows that they are actually on the back foot, because they thought they were on the front foot for a long time. And to cede that ground, well, we've got to demonise it. We can't have it. How dare you? It's terrible,
I've got to say,
This is the one topic where they could suck it up. Like,
Suck it up.
gravity and
You
the
met these
reality
people?
of what we're talking about, you'd surely just go, oh, well, yeah, the child sex trade, we'll let that one through to the keeper because, gosh, it's worth talking about. No, not even this. That is what astounds me.
This is from The Guardian. This is what they wrote today. Beyond the genuine problem of child trafficking, the US right has latched onto this as a focus for culture war wedge issues. That's the problem with this movie.
This is the point. It's the culture war thing.
They don't want to go there. But I love your introduction where you said it was described as, and this was meant to be an insult, right? I think this is great promotion, a brawny Christian action thriller. People will flock back to church if we get a brawny, tough Jesus rather than wimpy, sort of eco-friendly
Well, he
Jesus.
was, mate. I've got a degree in biblical studies. All this gentle Jesus skipping through the tulips, I don't know who they were reading about. He was extremely brawny, mate.